Okay then fam, I'm sick of this, you're sick of this, we're all sick of this. Right, these CEOs, they keep mucking up our games. The gaming industry is a mess because of them. Because they don't know what they're doing. Half of them aren't interested in video games. They just see number go up or number go down. They don't see the human connection. They don't see us, the customer, the gamer, the people that soak up this art. I mean, so many of it makes us a big part of what we love. For so many out there, gaming is literally all they have. They come home, they work all day, they haven't enough money to do anything else. They can't go out drinking, they can't go out with their pals, the fuel costs too much to go out, just drive about. There's no money for comic collecting or buying music and all the rest of it. Everybody is skint. The last thing that we all have, a lot of us, is video games. Something we can all connect with, we can talk to other people. But at every push, every angle, video games is being made worse for us. We've got Herr Starmer coming and going like, I'm taking away all your social media and your ability to talk to other people who might be strangers. I don't care because it's for the kids. No, it's no. No, it's no. It's so you can control people. It's so you can harvest all our data and then sell it. But before you get to sell it, somebody will hack it. And then all our personal data is out there for some hacker and making money out of it. And meanwhile, we're living in a surveillance state. And then you got like Ashley Sharma going, I'm going to come in, I'm going to save Xbox, I'm going to say lots of lovely things that make the Xbox people go, yay, our system is saved. It's no, because everything's being sold off, everybody's losing their job. A load of the studios they've bought in for all those oodles and noodles and noodles of billions and billions of dollars. All of it is being sold off. And all probably bought by Tencent. No, they make everything go down in quality. And then PlayStation, Jim Ryan came along with his numpty ideas. Go, I'm going to make everything a live service. And what happened? We got a bunch of live services and they all fell flat on their bum. Wham! Hit the pavement. Sales down through into the basement. Nobody bought them because they were all the same. It's like, and we all cried out, Sony, go back, do what you're best at. Story-driven experiences. But it's too late. Yeah, now you're making your story-driven experiences. You're getting out the Wolverine. Brilliant. And you've talked about bringing back some of the classic IP. But that could be 2 to 3 years away. And games take time to develop. It's not like back in the PS2 where you'd put out a tree and it was basically just a cardboard cut out of a tree. It might be a 3D asset, but it was just a 3D asset that looked like a tree. Now, if you have a tree in a video game, you've got to give it the ability to wave in the wind, creak a little bit. You've got to give it a life cycle. You've got to make sure that the light hits the leaves the right way and passes through some of the leaves in the way that, the way they look at the width. The way they look at the sunshine, the way they look at night, that's just a tree. They even start on like water, rocks, people, surfaces, weather conditions. I mean, every game that comes out now, because the quality is so high, it makes the production schedule like a zillion times longer. And it's just like, we've lost the AA. The indie guys are coming along going, hey, look at this, do. And then indie guys are going, we're making interesting stuff, we're making fantastic stuff you've never seen before. And a lot of the base core gamers are just going like, that's just an indie game. I'm interested in the big thing over there. Ignoring the wee things here. I mean, games like, what was that one I played a while ago? That I really loved. Thank goodness you're here. Fantastic game. Laughed my bum off. It was wildly inventive, daft as a brush, and I loved it. But how much attention did it get? Or the Plucky Squire? I could go on for days. You could go on for days about tiny weeny games that are actually a bucket of fun. But no, the industry has to go, we have to make this 400-hour epic with a gigantic empty map filled with things for you to go and find so that then you feel like you've actually achieved something, and then 3 months after the games come out, we'll sell you a roadmap DLC pack with extra things to do, and maybe a costume, and possibly a weapon. Ooh, and you're like, really? 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 Look, you're ruining gaming CEOs. That's it. It's CEOs are the problem. I've said it once, I've said it again. Greedy CEOs, your Bobby Koticks, you know, your Android Wilsons. These guys that come along and go, I have to make this quarter go up so that I get my bonus, so I have another 5 million in the bank. And these guys are sitting on multiple millions. Multiple, more money than they could spend in like 6 lifetimes. But no, they've got to have more. Meanwhile, you got devs sitting there going like, we're working away, we're making these assets, oh, and the crunch culture, crunching them down. People being booted out of the industry, people leaving the industry, leaving only the guys who have been there a wee while, and the guys that have only been there a wee while have not got the experience that these two sets of guys, the ones that have left and the ones that have been kicked out, have got. So the games don't get to progress as fast because the talent is gone. The talent has left the building, quite literally. You kicked it out, or you made it leave. Seriously, what do we need to have happen? Right, I'll tell you what we need to have happen. We need these CEOs gone. Right? What you need, right, is have a rotating committee of gamers. Okay? You give them a standard salary, and I mean a standard salary, alright? Maybe a wee bit more than minimum wage. Okay? And the contracts for these gamers last no more than 2 years. Okay? You get about 10, maybe 15 of them in, maybe 20. Okay? You have a cabal of average, everyday gamers. Men, women, kids, adults. Alright? Working guys, couple of streamers. You give a good mix of gamer minds into there. And they tell you what to do. You get them in a room, you present to them everything that you wish to do. And they go away and they discuss it and they come back like a jury in a court case and go, okay, that's good in principle. Drop this bit, add this in, on you go. That's what you need for Microsoft. That's what you need for Sony. That's what you even need, in some cases, for Nintendo. Because some of the things that Nintendo do, you just look at it and you go, what are you smoking, Nintendo? Seriously, what are you smoking? I mean, you want to charge how much for a Switch 2? And the Switch 2 is really how much better than a Switch? You want to charge how much for a digital game and how much for a physical game that isn't even really technically a physical game? It's like, what? You've just gone too far. Okay? Reel it back in, games companies. Get rid of your top people. Replace it with average schmoes. Okay? Because the amount of money you spend on these gigantic CEOs, right, to make all the big game decisions that they can't make, because look how much they've damaged your companies and how much they're damaging gaming, the thing that is your company's raison d'etre, that you're actually costing yourselves a bit of money in the long run. You hire like 20 average gamer types, it'll cost you less than those CEOs will. Give them you give that panel a 2-year contract, let them filter through all this stuff because they're actually gamers, and you keep them at a 2-year contract because then they don't get like all swept up in the culture of being a bigwig at a big company. They keep their feet on the ground because they realise they've got 2 years to make what they can. And here's what you do, right? After 2 years, if the decisions they make farm out good for you, you get them all a bonus. Right? You give all of them, say, $250,000 each. $250,000 each. So there you go. You did a good job these last 2 years. On top of the wages we gave you, here's $250,000. Have fun with that. And if that's like what? So say that's 10 people, 20 people even, right? 20 people, $250,000. So 4 people is $1 million. You've got, I mean, you're spending what? Like, hang on, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So you've spent what, like $1.25 million on a bunch of people who will give you the real ideas of what real gamers actually really want, instead of paying oodles and oodles and oodles and oodles of money to people that don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're talking about, and don't understand us, because they're not us. Now, yes, you will probably need a couple of guys who deal with like the marketing and like the decision making and running the actual business. Fine. But you keep those guys at a normal business rate. You don't let them get stupid rich and stupid powerful. You keep them average. You know what? Look at the classic model of it, right? One of the most successful bands ever. Iron Maiden, okay? Those guys have been on the road since the 70s, okay? Now, Iron Maiden, those guys, millions of albums sold, platinum records up the wazoo, tours that rip through countries and earn oodles of money. And you know what the Iron Maiden boys are on? They're on a salary. They're not making giganta money. You know, like, I mean, yes, they have nice houses and stuff and cars and can afford a bit of the better living, but they're not like Elon Musk levels of wealth like some people in the music industry are. They kept themselves at a natural level. Their management made sure they didn't lose their heads. These CEOs, they've lost their heads. Some of them never had the heads to begin with, because they came in as giganta CEOs, ran like giganta CEOs, and left as even bigger giganta CEOs. The corpo class is the biggest problem to ever hit anything. Gaming and outside gaming. Movies, music, television, the environment. Okay? Think how we got all these problems of fossil fuels, you know, like, and how we're trying to have get in with the renewables. You know, renewables are actually a good thing. They're what we need. We need to not be poisoning the planet and cooking our atmosphere. But we do so because CEOs stick their boot in and go, hello, I'd like to make another £5 million before the end of the year. And I'm like, no! So get rid of the CEOs. Seriously. Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft. Eyes, listen. Right? I don't want Microsoft to go away. Yes, I am a PlayStation person. I have played most of my gaming on PlayStation this last 31 year, and I've loved it. It's been brilliant. I dearly love the PlayStation and its ecosystem, although they've done some things to annoy me over the years. See the oodles of videos I've made on such subjects. But I do genuinely like playing on PlayStation, but we need to have Microsoft here for the basic reason they keep Sony honest. They keep pushing forward with their stuff, and their so Sony goes, well, we have to keep pushing our stuff. If there's not anything to push against, then Sony will sit on their bum and do nothing. Who's going to push him? Nintendo? Nintendo are nowhere in the same league. Not by power, not by library. Well, maybe by library, if you want to go on classic games, but, you know, if you want to talk third-party adoption of software, then Sony strips Nintendo up and down. And it's like, Sony's got this brand deal, Sony's got that money. I mean, Sony made a VR helmet that works. You know, it's like, okay, they didn't support it. And their handheld systems have been top notch. They got ignored. because they were too soon, or the proprietary technology, or the battery tech. There's always something. There's always some way that Sony shoots themselves in the foot, which is why you need the 20 people. And you need to get rid of the CEOs. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure Herman Hulst is a lovely guy, and he probably started as a good guy and a good get because he came from Guerrilla. And Guerrilla, you know, they were a small studio and they made awesome games. And at first it was probably a good idea to get him in. But as he's been there, he's been corrupted, he's gotten rich, he's gotten ahead of himself, he's gotten a big bonds on the boy. Get rid of. Get in those 10 to 20 people. I'll do it. Alright, I'll do it. I'll put my hand up on it. I'm the first one to go in. Have my 2-year contract. Gather my $250,000 on the way out. And I'll wish the guys that come in after me good luck. But you know what, Sony? I bet you'll not do that. You'll not do that. You know why you'll not do that? Because you're stuck in corporate culture. You're stuck in old thinking. You're stuck in the past. You're the games industry. You're supposed to be the industry of the future. Of possibility. But no. You do the same things over and over and over. You take the same games and you remake them and you remake them and remake them. You just make them a bit prettier. You take a football game from EA that came out like 6 years ago, and it's the same game as it is now. It might have a different title, because it's not FIFA anymore, but you know, Ultimate Soccer or whatever it's called. I don't know, I'm not a football guy. And it's the same game. It's just got slightly upgraded graphics and new player stats and some new faces on the field. That's it. But it's the same game. They just give it a little tweak here, get a little tweak there, turn this down there, turn this up here. Oh look, new game. No, it's not. It's the same game. Fighting games, pretty much the same deal. But every once in a while you get a fighting game that comes out and breaks the mold. But look at the last run of Mortal Kombat. They've all been fun, yes. They've all looked fantastic, yes. But essentially, they're the same game. Only thing that's changed in Mortal Kombat, realistically, when you get right down to it, it's not the finishing moves. It's not the guest star fighters. It's the story. That's the only thing that really sets one Mortal Kombat apart from another Mortal Kombat, is the continuation of the story. And the story for Mortal Kombat has gotten so convoluted, almost nobody cares anymore. A few year Mortal Kombat heads will go, oh, I'm following the story of Mortal Kombat, it's complicated, there's a constant lore, yeah, great. But that doesn't sell games. A changing lore is not enough. Okay? I mean, check behind me, but I'm running Death Stranding 2 back here. Loved this game. This game completely flew in the face of so many other games. Yes, now it was a continuation of what you were doing in the original Death Stranding. But that was fine, because it was something new, it was something different. The Strand game has thus far only had 2 iterations of it, both from Hideo Kojima, and they've both been fantastic. And they're slept on by people that don't understand them. More creativity, more experimentation is what's needed. Us gamers, we've gotten stuck in this mode where we're like, oh, I don't know if this title is going to be good, so I'm not going to go and play it. But you know why they do that? You know why people get stuck in a rut? Because the games are so expensive. Okay? Games keep going up in price, 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 up in price. Subscriptions, up in price, up in price, up in price. Consoles, controllers, everything. PlayStation Plus, for God's sakes. Everything just keeps going up, 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 up. You know what hasn't gone up? Our wages. Seriously. You're pricing the gamer out of video games. You're pricing your customers out of the things you want them to buy. If we can't buy them, you can't sell them. If you can't sell them, you make no money. Now, I know that Sony's not going to see this. I know that Microsoft's not going to see this. Hell, this video will probably get like 50 views if I'm lucky. But Lord knows, I just had to get this off my chest because I am annoyed. disappointed, let down. I still love video games. I'm still going to play video games. I've got my pre-order in for Grand Theft Auto 6 and I'm ready to roar. I'm looking forward to Wolverine. I'm looking forward to so many awesome games in the future. Admittedly, I probably won't get to play for a while because I'm skint, but eventually I'll get round to them. And when I get round to them, I know I shall enjoy them. But in the meantime, please, lower the prices, get rid of the CEOs, rethink your structures, come at it as a business for the people that actually are here for it. It's not for the numbers, it's not for the shareholders, because the shareholders will be happy when you sell stuff and they get a return on their investment. If you make stuff for them, then we're not going to be interested and they're not going to make the money. You make the stuff for us, we're going to buy it, and they're going to be enjoying their profit margins. It really is that simple. Hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, and of course, as always, aye, nae bother.